Anita Sauter, and I'm here to tell you what's new on our campus, and we have some big changes. And you're looking at the biggest change right now. I'm standing in the Reiner Wellness Center in the Advent Health Complex, and we now have walls around. And I'm also standing where the turf field will be, and the courts will be behind me. You can also see at the top of the second floor, that's where the walking track goes all the way around. Over here, there's going to be a cardio room, and behind me is going to be a freestyle exercise spot. So a lot of stuff is happening in here, and they're about to pour the concrete inside. And I'm so grateful to all the alumni and friends who helped make this project happen. Well, our name is changing. On October 2, the Board of Trustees voted to change our name to Union Adventist University. Many people realize immediately why a change is a good idea, but others wonder why it's necessary. Let's go see the students in a public speaking class and hear them present the top reasons for changing the school name.
Hi, my name's Natalie. I'm from California, and this is our public speaking class.
Hi!
We're going to tell you the top 7 reasons why we chose to change Union's name.
Hi, I'm Linus from Tennessee. Reason number 7, university better expresses the higher level of academics we have at Union. Did you know 15% of our students are in postgraduate programs?
I'm Tobin from Ohio. Reason number 6, research finds that schools that change their name to university have higher levels of undergraduate enrollment. And that sounds like a good thing, right?
Hi, I'm Michael from Minnesota. Reason number 5. Most Adventist universities changed their names long ago, which feels like we're falling behind if we choose to remain at college.
Hi, I'm Sammy Nunez from North Carolina.
Hi, I'm Sharon and I'm from Mexico.
Reason number 4. We want to avoid confusion of what college means in much of the world, particularly in the Spanish-speaking countries. College refers to high school, and university refers to higher learning.
Hispanic parents want their children to attend a university.
Hi, I'm Devin Sleichner from Dalton, Georgia, and this is reason number 3. Community junior colleges are starting to rebrand to college, even though they continue to offer only 2-year degree programs. We want to be seen as a school with a great community, not a community college.
Hi, I'm Brian from Brazil. And I'm Nolan from California. And reason number 2, there are too many Union colleges. In fact, there are 4 Union colleges. There are stories of students looking at the wrong website, parents buying plane tickets for the wrong spring break dates, and alumni sending donations to the wrong school.
Hi, my name is Brooklyn.
And I'm Ava.
And we're from Tennessee. Reason number 1, the word university implies academic excellence, and Union has demonstrated this quality with the highest passing rates in nursing and physician assistant studies.
We really do have outstanding academic and workplace outcomes. Hey, we're trying to be humble, but we deserve the name university.
Those are the top reasons. Now we're going to go back to our how-to presentations.
We officially filed our name change with the Higher Learning Commission 2 weeks ago, so we have started the paperwork process. All the steps necessary for public use of the name Union Adventist University will be completed by next May. We are continuing to expand our offerings of master's level programs. We are on track for our Master's in Occupational Therapy program to start next fall. Right now, we have our first cohorts taking classes in both the Masters of Public Health and the Masters in the Leadership program. Leadership Professor Dennis Ray has a series of quick videos showing leadership principles from classic films. Here's his latest.
All I know is the bank called our loan. When? About an hour ago. I handled all our cash. All of it? Every cent of it, and still was less than we owed them.
Holy mackerel! Looks like George Bailey is in a tough spot. Hi, I'm Dennis Ray, and I teach in the Masters of Leadership program at Union College in Lincoln, Nebraska. And today we're going to take a look at one of our favorite Christmas classics, It's a Wonderful Life, and see what we can learn about leadership.
Tom, did you get your money? No. Well, I did. Old man Potter will pay 50 cents on the dollar for every share you got.
50 cents on the dollar?
Yes, cash.
Well, what do you say?
No, Tom, you have to stick to your original agreement. Now, give us 60 days on this
Okay,
thing.
Randall.
Are you going to Potter's?
Better to get half than nothing.
Emotional intelligence is the idea that it's up to the leader to set the emotional tone in an organization, to be aware of what's going on, to be able to read the room, and then to be able to not act impulsively, especially based on negative emotions.
Tom! Randall, wait a minute. Now, wait. Now listen to me. I beg of you not to do this thing. If Potter gets a hold of this building and alone, there'll never be another decent house built in this town. Because he wants to keep you living in his slums and paying the kind of rent he decides. Joe, you had one of those Potter houses, didn't you? Well, have you forgotten? Have you forgotten what he charged you for that broken down shack?
And George Bailey steps aside and says, folks, let's not let these feelings make long-term decisions for us. And so he calls the people to see their situation from an emotionally intelligent standpoint, where if they don't make a decision based on panic and fear, they can act in what's in their best long-term interests.
Don't you see what's happening? Potter isn't selling, Potter's buying. And why? Because we're panicky and he's not. That's why. He's picking up some bargain. Now, we can get through this thing all right. We've got to stick together, though. We've got to have faith in each other.
But my husband hasn't worked in over a year, and I need money.
How am I going to live until the bank opens?
I got doctor bills to pay.
I need cash.
I can't keep my kids on faith. I've got to have...
How much do you need?
Hey! I got $2,000. Here's $2,000. This will tide us over to the bank reopens. All right, Tom, how much do you need?
$242.
No, Tom, just enough to tide you over until the bank reopens.
I'll take $242.
There you are.
And so this is a great example of what emotionally intelligent leadership looks like. George Bailey standing above the fray, calling people to not be dominated by feelings of fear and insecurity and anxiety, and rather to make intelligent, rational decisions.
All right, Ed.
Well, I got $300 here, George.
All right, now, Ed, what'll it take until the bank opens? What do you need?
Well, I suppose $20.
$20. Now you're talking. Thanks, Ed. That's fine. All right, now, Miss Thompson, how much do you want?
But it's your own money,
Now,
George.
never mind about that. How much do you want now?
I can get along with 20, all right.
$20, fine.
And I'll sign the paper.
You don't have to sign anything. I know you pay when you can. That's okay. All right, Miss Davis.
Could I have $17.50?
Bless your heart. Of course you can have it. You got 50 cents.
Now I want to show you another very important development at Union. This year we've nurtured the growth of many small Bible study groups. You'll find them on dormitory floors and in many corners of the campus. Take a look.
I think these previous years people have been doing small groups, but it's something that's not been noticed until this year, and we're trying to bring it to the forefront.
There are tons of Bible studies and small groups and different spiritual events that you could go to on campus. I go to Christ on Demand every Tuesday, and it helps us just read verses in the Bible, like we've been going over the Beatitudes, and also about how to spread the gospel to the world in a loving kind of way. Some floors on the dorm have different small groups. We spend time just socializing and just in prayer, prayer requests, praises.
We announced if you want to start a Connect group, reach out to us, and people did. People did reach out.
A lot of people reached out, wanting to start small groups, Connect groups for the very first time. Let's see, we got the
Christ on
Sanctuary
Demand,
group,
Band of Brothers,
Under His Wings. See, we got
Steps to Christ,
ACE. That's the pickleball. Looking for Lovely, Just Becoming. Those two are in the girls' dorm. Baking in Bibles. Walking of Jesus.
They go on a walk.
By the end of their walk, they just come together and pray together, so it's a cool one. Yeah. And there's many others. Still a lot that we still need to visit.
There are 26 active Connect groups on campus right now, which is super exciting.
So it's really nice to kind of get to spend time with people you don't spend usually time with and get to know them better and start to be able to call them friends and to share thoughts on the Bible and building that type of relationship.
Coming together with an intention to meet with God and see God in ways that sometimes we aren't always intentional in. So that's kind of why small groups has always been something that I enjoy and been important to me.
I've really liked how it's the perfect amount of people for everyone to participate in. You could always hear different perspectives on different people's interpretations of verses or stories or that kind of thing. And it can make that person grow spiritually, but also the whole group as well.
It was definitely an answer to prayer. I think it's something that a lot of people on campus were praying about. It was very obvious that we started working somewhere where God had already been working. It was kind of like He had already started this process, putting this in people's hearts and minds, and we just happened to step in and be like, hey, here's what we're doing. And it just, people showed up and they were willing to jump on board in the vision. So it didn't start with us for sure. It started with the Holy Spirit.
I remember one time going to a small group. There was 2 individuals I can think of right now that came to the small group for the first time. And by the end of it, they were open with us, and they told us like, yo, this is something I've been praying about. This is something I've been looking for, and I believe that this is such an answer to my prayer. That was something that really motivated me about this ministry, is to see that we're actually bringing encounters with Christ to people. And I think like Jonathan has said, like the Holy Spirit is moving in this ministry.
We just wanted to show you that great things are happening on Union's campus. This school year has gotten off to a strong start, and it's obvious to me that the students are building great memories as they grow socially, mentally, and spiritually. Thank you for all you do to keep our ministry strong and vibrant.